Welcome to 5-Star Life Video Curriculum. I'm Coach Seth, and I'm here to challenge you, to coach you, to live a 5-star life and live in total freedom. I want to start this lesson by asking you a simple question. Like, if you found a genie in a bottle that could grant you one wish, you could ask for anything you wanted, what would you ask for? What would you want? Now, a group of millennial students was surveyed, and they were asked the same question, but in a little bit different language. They were told, if you only have one life to live, what would be your number one goal in life? What would you want? Guess what 80% of these millennials said? We want money. We want to be rich. Guess what half of them said their number two goal would be? To be famous. Now, here's the deal. If you're one of those people that wants to be rich and famous, I say go for it. You can do it. That's wonderful. But according to research, being rich, being famous does not necessarily mean you're going to be happy or fulfilled. So, according to the longest running research project in the world, the key to happiness and fulfillment is summed up in one simple word: love. What? Love? Yes, but not in the romantic sense of the word, but think about just that inner connection, being connected, having relationships, loving, being loved. Harvard literally followed teenagers for the course of 80 years and are still tracking them who are alive today. Like, one of them went by the name of John. You know him as John F. Kennedy, one of our presidents. So they tracked these students, and according to Robert Waldinger, the key to long-lasting happiness and success isn't in money, it's not in fame, but it's in close relationships. But Coach Seth, I want to make that money. I don't need relationships. Not so fast. This research project, 80 years of research, said that not your intelligence, but warm relationships determined how much financial success you'd have. Let me say it again. 80 years of research says it's not your intelligence, not your IQ, but it's the warmth of a relationship that determines how much money you can make. The research went on to say that a person who has warm relationships makes, on average, $141,000 more than those with cold relationships. So, anyone want to make $141,000 more than the average person? Not just $141,000, that wouldn't be bad, but $141,000 more than the average person. Warm relationships. What's a warm relationship? It's when you feel connected, you feel secure, you feel safe, you enjoy being around that person, you know they have your back, you're connected. On the opposite side is a cold relationship. It always feels like it's just on the surface. You feel distant. You don't feel connected. There's nothing there. So if wealth and happiness and success come down to warm relationships, why wouldn't everybody create warm relationships? I believe it's because very few people have the courage to love. Now, our 5-star life value of courage, we define it this way: having the strength to do what's right rather than what's popular or comfortable. And let's face it, it's not popular or comfortable in a lot of places to actually show that you need love or to show you love or care for others. We have this mentality of I'm self-made, I'm independent, right? I don't need anybody to help me, I got this figured out. I actually worked with somebody like that for a while, and he said, Coach Seth, I'm self-made. Everything I've ever done has been because of me. I learned early on when my dad left, when my mom ran around with her boyfriends and left me in a trailer to feed myself, to fend for myself. I learned really early on not to trust people, not to depend on people. And I told him exactly what I'm telling you. That may be how you feel. That may be true for you right now. But science says if you want to thrive and be successful and be happy, relationships and love are at the foundation. And he said, Coach Seth, I believe that, but I have so much fear to open up, to be vulnerable. I'm afraid people are going to let me down. I think everyone can relate to that feeling of vulnerability and weakness and fear by choosing to have the courage to love. We're putting ourselves out there. But the benefit, according to this study, is huge. Not only do we make more money and are happier, but we're healthier. Like literally, those people in that survey aged slower, lived longer, healthier. Their brains didn't experience dementia. Their memories were sharp and clear. And the opposite end, those who didn't, they felt lonely. And according to the study, loneliness is actually toxic. It literally kills. It leads to the feeling of being alone, isolated, that leads to anxiety, depression, and actually our memories start to fade and our health goes downhill. They actually died younger. So if the key to success, happiness, wealth, and health is warm relationships, how do I do this, Coach Seth? Now, what I'm not suggesting is that everybody has to feel this enormous pressure to run out and make a bunch of new friends. I believe at the foundation of your happiness and what this research is saying is that there's two important relationships that have got to be warm, that have got to be close. First, all of us need a close relationship with a mentor. It can be a parent, it can be a guardian, a teacher, a coach, a community member, someone who believes in you. Somebody who sees your potential and will push you and hold you accountable and keep fighting for you. Like I wouldn't be where I am or who I am without those people in my life. The second warm relationship is with a peer, a friend, someone that you can do life with. And you don't have to feel pressure. That may come at different times in your life. For me, it was in college that I formed those real warm peer relationships. But in the meantime, the goal should be to create as much warmth as possible with the relationships you have right now. One of the simplest ways to create a warm relationship is just to block a little bit of time to think positively about the key relationships you have. Like, what do you love about that person? Like, are they funny? Are they just fun to be around? Do they make you laugh? Do they encourage you? Do you just feel good about them? Do they serve you? Do they support you? What is it about them that makes them special? By doing this, you're practicing gratitude, and gratitude actually creates warmth because when you're around them, you're grateful for them and you want to pay it back, right? You want to pay it forward. The second thing you can do to actually show this courage to love in a practical way is to simply love by serving. Like, when was the last time you thought about how you could serve your mom, your grandma, that coach or teacher that's there for you, or that friend? Like, what can I do to make you better, to encourage you, to build you up? Listen, if you will do these things, you'll create warm relationships, which, by the way, leads to happiness, health, wealth, which I call a 5-star life. Good luck.